Hi there and welcome to Hyundai Power Products. My name is Adrian and today we're going to look at this HYCH2800ES garden shredder. So I'm going to open the box, lay the contents on the table so you can see exactly what you get, and after that I'm going to show you how to assemble it. So I've laid everything out on the table as you can see, and first of all we have the head unit itself. A little bit of assembly is going to go on, but we shall go through that. We have the collection bin. We have the two wheels, two wheel trims, the axle, a small toolkit here, the push stick, and finally we have the user manual. Now I do recommend that you read the user manual thoroughly before use. Okay, so we need to fold the legs right round onto the bottom face now. The simplest way on a suitable surface, if I tip the unit over onto this way, and I can fold these legs around until they're at the bottom. So that's the first one, and that's the second one. So I'll just put the power cable off to one side out of my way. Let's spin it round so you can see it. The next thing I need to do is to fit the axle. So a little bit of disassembly, take the nut off, spacer and washer. We'll do that from both ends. Nut, spacer, washer. So if I just spread the legs open a little, I'll feed the axle into that side, bring them in, just line them up in the holes, and you can see the general idea there. So the procedure here is a washer, then a tube. I'll just put the others down for a moment. And if I grab one of the wheels, you'll see that the wheels have an upstand here on one side and they're flat on the other face. We need the upstand side against the frame. So I'll just lift this side up, place the wheel on roughly in position, and then loosely fit one of the nuts. So I'll go to the other side now. So I've just brought it round so you can see it. Washer on, spacer on, wheel on with the upstand at first, and then finally fit the nut. Okay, so using the tools provided, you'll see you have an Allen key and this spanner. If I place the Allen key in the center of the axle, that allows me to stop it from rotating. I can hold the axle there, come to the nut with a spanner, and simply, there we are, do up that nut. I can go to the other side. There we are, do up the other nut, make sure our wheels are spinning freely, and that's the wheels bolted in position. So now we're going to fit the wheel trims, and you'll notice on the trims they have three little cutouts, one here, here and here. On the wheel there are corresponding notches in the wheel. Now the wheel trim has these little barbed units here, and there are corresponding holes in the wheel. So we just place it on, lining everything up, push one, push two, push three, and that's the wheel trim fitted. So I've fitted the wheel trim on the other side, and now at this point I can stand the unit up, and that's the most of the assembly done. So the next thing we're going to do is fit the box into the undercarriage. Now it'll only go in one way round. As you can see, this switch here, the latch, is at this end. It has to go this way round. If you put it the other way, even though the latch will lift up, the machine won't work. So it has to go this way. So we push it in, latch it, and now the machine will work. To remove the box, we pull it out again. So I will say that if this box is not fitted, the machine motor will not run. It's a safety feature, so that it'll only work if this bin is in position to stop you putting your hands up into the danger area. So that's the unit fully assembled. So let's go through a few use details. So as you can see, it comes with an adequate length of power cable and is designed to fit into a standard 13 amp outlet. So just remove the little protector and it can be plugged into a 13 amp outlet. If you're ever going to do any work, maintenance or cleaning of the machine, always remember to disconnect it from the mains by pulling the plug out. Okay, so we have the forward, centre and reverse switch here. Okay, 3 positions. Then we have the stop and start switch, and here we have the thermal overload. So if at any time during use this button pops up and the machine stops, it's because the machine has been overloaded. Now it may take a few minutes for it to cool down before this button can be reset. Once you've reset it, you can then start the machine again. So I plugged it in to the wall, switched it on. I'll put it in forward, and as you can see, the unit doesn't work. Okay, so that's a good thing, that's what it's meant to do, and it's because I haven't fitted the collection basket. Fit the basket, latch it in position, now the machine should start. Okay, so it started up as normal and it will run continuously. If I put the direction switch in the middle, nothing will happen. When I put it in reverse, it will start, and as you can see, it doesn't stay on. So if you get a jam or a blockage, something like that, you can put it in reverse, push the green button, and the motor will run for as long as you're holding that green button, but it won't continue as it does in forward. So put it in forward, and now it'll continue to run in the forward direction. There we are, and that's the basic controls. So forward would be for feeding debris into the machine. Reverse would only be used if you get a blockage. So other than the debris that you're cutting, never put anything down into this hole, your hands especially, nothing down into the feed hole. If you do get something you want to push down in, use the push stick that's provided. So final thing is adjustment of the cutting gap. So this hand wheel here adjusts the counterplate. Anti-clockwise would increase the gap between the counterplate and the cutting teeth, and turning it clockwise would reduce the gap. So from time to time we may need to adjust this for optimum performance. So what we would do initially, start the machine up, and then when it's running we'll gradually turn it clockwise, and we'll hear a scraping noise. That's the teeth hitting the aluminium counterplate, and we may see small aluminium chips dropping into the basket here. At that point we would stop turning the adjuster, and that is the optimum position. So then we'll be feeding material through, and over a period of time we may find that it's not chopping up sticks and branches. They'd still join together as they're going through. So that would be a point of that the gap is too big. So what we would do then is just gradually adjust it across, little bits at a time, until we hear that scraping noise again. Little bits of aluminium will come out the other side, and that will adjust the blade into the aluminium shoe or counterplate and reduce that gap back to a perfect cutting distance. So that's what this knob is for. So a second little tip, we will need to keep the unit clean. Everybody likes to keep their tools clean. So what we do need to do is make sure that these vents here, there's one this side and an equal one the other side, just make sure they don't get blocked up with debris, because the unit will need air to come in to keep it cool. So if these get all blocked up with leaves and what have you, just remember to keep those clear of any debris, and that will prolong the life of the motor in the machine. So as I said at the beginning, please remember to read the user manual before use. Okay, so I do hope you found this demonstration useful. For more information on this or any of our other products, visit www.hyundaipowerproducts.co.uk. I've been Adrian, and thank you for watching.